safety to the streets of Hamilton and Canada.
The Honourable Secretary of State for Combating Crime.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I want to sympathize with the family of the innocent bystander. Her family lives in my riding, and I've met with them. This issue is close to home for me and is one I'm committed to in my position. I know the Prime Minister is committed to it. We are going to make changes. This new government is committed to making sure that we hold criminals accountable and we make our streets safer. And we're going to do the work that's necessary, making stricter bail penalties, stricter sentences, and all the work that we need to do across.
The Honourable Member for St. Catharines.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Canadians expect our government to keep our borders secure. A strong border leads to safe streets. Can the Minister of Public Safety provide this House with an update on the implementation of Canada's $1.3 billion border plan?
Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me just begin by congratulating my friend from St. Catharines on his re-election. Our border is strong, and through our border plan, the single largest investment in our border in Canadian history, we're making it even stronger, Mr. Speaker. We have eyes on the border 24/7 with more officers, drones, Black Hawk helicopters, and sensors. Our plan is working. Earlier this year, we seized more than 46 kilograms of fentanyl, 122 firearms, 33 stolen cars, over 800,000 in cash, and arrested 524 criminals, Mr. Speaker. Canadians elected this government to keep our borders safe, and that is exactly what we'll do.
The Honourable Member for Beauce.
Monsieur le Président.
Mr. Speaker, Canadians are worried about their economic future. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister continues to spread doubt about his own financial interests. He was with Brookfield, a business that has assets in many tax havens, which leads us to have a lot of questions. Canadians want to know whether the Prime Minister still has hidden financial assets and interests in tax havens. Will he be totally transparent in disclosing his past and present financial assets? Yes or no? The Honourable Government House Leader. A warm welcome to my colleague from Beauce, who will learn, like all other new members in this place, that there are rules. We have a code of ethics which must be respected. That's non-negotiable. The Prime Minister proactively met and even exceeded the rules of the Code of Ethics. I hope the member across the way, just like the Prime Minister, will follow the Code of Ethics.
Mr. Speaker, due to the escalating climate crisis, Manitobans are being uprooted from their communities by raging wildfires. The Premier has ordered a province-wide emergency as 17,000 people in northern communities and First Nations have fled their homes. Many are being evacuated to Winnipeg Centre, where countless people already suffer with housing insecurity and unmet mental health needs. Will this government act to ensure all communities impacted by the fires receive the health and housing resources they need so that they can live in dignity?
Great question.
Which minister? Oh, the Honourable Minister of Emergency Management. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I rise for the first time in this House. Our hearts go out to all of the communities who are affected by wildfires from coast to coast to coast. Last night, the Prime Minister and I received a request from the province of Manitoba seeking airlift evacuation support for 2 northwestern Manitoba First Nations communities, and of course we immediately agreed to that support. There are a number of communities affected by wildfire.
The Honourable Member for Nunavut.
Indigenous peoples must be given free, prior, and informed consent for projects developed in their territories. Last Parliament, I addressed this concern in my private member's bill. The throne speech highlighted one project, one review, and ignores UNDRIP. The Prime Minister plans to make Canada an energy superpower. No wonder the AFN is concerned. Will the minister reverse his colonial approach, or will Indigenous people's rights be violated?
Well, the Minister of is it Crown Indigenous Relations? Indigenous Services.
Crown Indigenous Relations.
Crown Indigenous Relations. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We face a major challenge that requires united efforts to advance nation-building projects, making Canada's economy stronger and one of the fastest growing in the G7. The Crown, including provinces and territories, must consult with Indigenous peoples to support Indigenous self-determination. This partnership fulfills legal duties and advances reconciliation. While we won't comment on provincial matters, we remain committed to collaborating with all to build a stronger Canada. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And that ends question period today. And it's time for the famous Thursday statement. The opposition deputy House Leader has a question for the government House Leader.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's an honor for me to rise today for the traditional Thursday question. The most highly anticipated moment of the entire week by Canadians, who, of course, are all watching today. First of all, I'd like to thank the citizens of Lobinière for having re-elected me and given me the honor of being their representative.
When leaving the House, if we could do so quietly, because this is an important question that alerts us to what will come next week. Allez-y, Monsieur.
Please go ahead, honourable member. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I certainly wouldn't want my new colleagues to lose the wonderful opportunity to hear the Thursday question. This is a very important moment in the week. As I said, I've committed to represent the people of Mégantic-L'Érable-Lobinière, and on behalf of all of my constituents who are having a hard time paying for their mortgage or childcare, I'd like to ask what we're going to be working on. So they're planning to table they would like to see a budget be tabled, and that's particularly important because after all of the great rhetoric that we heard in the speech from the throne, actually the same thing that we're seeing here is what we've seen under Justin Trudeau. The Liberal leader said that he would get to work very, very quickly with an ambitious agenda. So can he tell us when parliamentary committees will start meeting, when we will have the first sitting of the PROC committee? As a sign of goodwill, Mr. Speaker, I want to reassure the leader that we are ready to fully work with them. We can debate the budget tomorrow, the next day, as long as they want. The Honourable Leader of Government House Leader, rather. Mr. Speaker, the Thursday question seems to have taken on grand ambitions after the election. Perhaps it would be nice to have an editor make the Thursday statement a little bit more concise for my honourable friend. I would like to recognize his constituents and also my constituents in Gatineau, as well as all of my fellow representatives from Quebec. I think they can all be reassured that our new government has a grand vision and a strong plan for economic growth and jobs in Canada. We will also be creating a plan to accelerate major projects. Of course, that will take time in respect of our democratic procedures. First of all, we need to debate the speech that was given by His Majesty Charles III. That's what we will be doing over the coming days. And to be more specific, I will say that I'm very happy to answer this question. Today, we will be pursuing our debate on the address in reply to the speech from the throne and a vote on the sub-amendment from the honourable member from Belleuil-Chambly, another Quebec representative. That will be voted on tonight. And the amendment from the Leader of the Official Opposition will be voted on Monday.
With the third appointed day of the address debate, the fourth, fifth, and sixth appointed days will be scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the special order adopted on Tuesday, May 27th, 2025, I would like to designate Thursday, June 5th Monday, June 9th, Tuesday, June 10th, and Wednesday, June 11th, for consideration of the estimates in Committee of the Whole. As you see, Mr. Speaker, these and many other very important parliamentary initiatives will be rolling out according to the rules in due course, and I look forward to exchanging with my honourable colleagues on all of them.
The Government House Leader, and at this point I wish to inform the House that the volume of earpieces will now be reset, and we go back to orders of the day. The member of sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Okay. All right. So Will Greaves, he's on the other thing. We have a bunch of new speakers today. A bunch of people got cut off because their time limit was put on their. Oh, I got something in my mirror. Put on my mirror. I'm not. I don't know what you're saying. Hulking mass. It's probably Serentepic. Yeshua. Alaska's in the States, and basically a slanderous thing. Hey, how do you make a TV? How do you make a station? Copy someone else, make some slanderous about them, and throw it online, unsubstantiated. And we got basically a whole class of people who believe anything online right now because the powers that be have really messed up and pushed too far. That was pretty good of a question period. No Mark Carney. No. Sorry, I got somehow it removed the last feed. It was basically over, but I had to finish it. But no Mark Carney. McKinnon answered a bunch of a variety of Liberals asked questions. A variety of Conservatives as well. No Scheer. They're not sure what. Maybe Scheer and Mark Carney were in a meeting together. But maybe that's why they weren't there. I'm not sure. Maybe Mark Carney's not going to go to keep the excitement lower, to lower the excitement. Though I personally think that people know enough of the politicians now that, there's known faces. So it doesn't have to be only the leader because people are aware of the other politicians. They get an enticement for or against when MP Jolie gets up, right? They're like, oh, I know that person. Whereas, if they were all unknown, it would really lower the temperature. As exciting. And, of course, the CBC and a bunch of other people are doing this. Anyway, subscribe. That was it for today. Have a good day. There's only a couple people, so the channel's basically done, right? I've been decommissioned.